So welcome back. You can tell by the title that we're talking about a Chambers Custom pistol, and talking about one invites the inevitable request for comparison. So let's dispel that first. With a Chambers Custom gun, what you're getting is a pistol that has been worked over 40, 50, 60 hours, depending. With most of your other gun makers who make very good guns, just not quite on that level, they're making X amount of guns every 40, 50, or 60 hours. That's the only way to look at it, really. If you can accept that and think to yourself, in the time it takes to make one Chambers Custom, there's probably been, and name any company out there. In the time it takes to make one Chambers Custom pistol, there's probably been, in the entire factory, there's probably been 100 guns made. And there's your difference. But today, first off, this is my Chambers pistol I currently own. This is, and I'm going to own for the rest of my life. This is the Chambers Custom Fat WMGC. It has my name in German engraved on the side of it, Vrede. It feels phenomenal. It shoots phenomenally. The trigger's crazy. The balance, everything about it is stupendous. You get one of these and you're like, how do you top that? How do you go against that? You look at the attributes, and really, truly, there's no two of these that are alike unless they're part of the Pro Series. The Pro Series. Chuck Pressburg, Jared Reston, Steve Fisher. But what about a special project? And to that end, it's been, I don't know exactly how long it's been, but Knights Armament approached Joe Chambers to do a series of 10 pistols to go with 10 Knights Armament pistols. These would be called the NightStalker with a KN. And the NightStalker pistol had to be a very special pistol. Now, because Joe was the builder, and they wanted 10 to sell, with the set, there was an 11th pistol built. And an 11th rifle. And to that end, that's what we have here today. This is the NightStalker. Serial number KACC. How many zeros is there? 1011. Feels like a typical Chambers. This is the third one I've laid my hands on. It's got a few things on it that are relatively new, like the texture right here. Joe was looking for something that he could approximate chainmail with to fit in with the Knights Armament, the whole, medieval knight. So the stippling and the texturizing here is meant to look like chainmail. The light is the Mod Light PL350. This thing's a beast. 1200, 1300 lumens. Shining it anywhere. I mean, the camera's not doing it justice. You could burn somebody's retinas out with this. Unlike the other guns that I have shot of Joe's, this one has a pine bark stippling finish to it, which I really, really like. It has the the slide lock ambidextrous safety. Turn that off. And beaver tail, all polished. A 3-port compensator. Holosun optic, of course. And a very nice magwell. Trigger feels a little bit shorter than mine does. Naturally, this had to go to the range. So that shooting, that doesn't come as a surprise to me, the way that thing shot. That was crazy good. What are some things to take away from this? First things first, in the inevitable comparisons, if you're not going to go into the market for a Chambers custom pistol, Joe Chambers, myself, we would suggest looking at maybe Staccato for the price point. The value you get out of that is huge. It's less than half the price of a Chambers custom pistol. And there's a little bit of Joe's the Sean who runs them, who is their chief gunsmith, he and Joe studied under the same guy. So there's a little bit of that DNA in there built in. Just a tip. This gun, on the other hand, one thing about a Chambers custom pistol you're not going to find happening. You're not going to find where people are going to take this gun apart and say this is a bad gun. That is the big difference. Joe gets sent guns all the time to rework. And he's being sent those because they're not what they were supposed to be. His guns, the one commonality amongst them is how durable they are. And there's some guns that are built by people, by his clients, that ask for him to build the gun and then they're going to put it in the safe and just appreciate it. Most of his guns, though, are just shot. They're just fired, hammered, they're carried, especially the Pro Series. This would be an excellent duty gun. This would be a beautiful duty gun to consider carrying. So, as far as the way the shooting characteristic went, the 3-port compensator, what it did was it took the edge off. The recoil impulse between these two guns is very, very, very close. But this takes the edge off of it a little bit. You're gaining a small percentage of a less of a muzzle rise. The obsessive degree, which with the way these guns are built, is what sets them apart. And it's these are truly a thing to behold. And for me, getting to shoot, the likes of this kind of pistol will never cross my way again. I mean, there's 11 of these on the planet. And when you think about Chambers Custom, there's less than 1,000 of these in circulation of any kind today. Very rare beast indeed. So, although Joe did tell me that if I send this back relatively quick, he's going to send something called the Light Fighter my way. So I've had the Night Fighter, the NightStalker, and now I'm going to have the Light Fighter. Let's start writing these down. ChambersCustom.com if you're interested. And hey, thanks for taking the time to look at this. This is Lock and Load.